y'all, and welcome to another episode of Worldly Church Girl. It's your girl, your host, Lillian Harshaw. On today's episode, I have a young lady who has faced her own fair share of obstacles. She has used these testimonies to empower and to help women do the same. She's a best-selling author, a blogger, and a certified confidence empowerment coach. It gives me honor to introduce to you Alicia Renee Roberts.
How you doing?
I am good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, the pleasure is definitely all mine. I'm so glad to have you here. Growing up, were you an outspoken child or were you a shy child?
Mm. So I was absolutely shy, and people do not even believe it today, but I was. So I was that kid that in the immediate family, I talked and had a good time, cut up, but to the larger family and outsiders, I was super quiet. They called me a little mouse because I was just quiet as peep. But somehow, in some way, ended up branching out, the older I got. So now you have me. I'm more of an extrovert now.
I mean, yes, you are. And also I found out you're a PK.
I am, yes.
Okay. Tell us about being a PK. The pressures in the life of the PK.
Yes, that I was going to bring you to that because some people are like, oh, that's so great. And yes, it was nice. I was thankful to have that upbringing and that solid foundation. But my parents decided to become pastors when I was a junior in high school. So as you can imagine, I was like, hold up, what? You're going to get even more stricter? Like, I'm not going to be able to do this.
It's going to get worse.
Oh, no. So, yeah, that just kind of rocked my world a little bit. And then I went away to college, so I was able to have my freedoms. But I think that the blessing was being able to talk to my mom and have that motherly content and dialogue, but then also to be able to, have that pastor's insight as well. So that was kind of the blessing and the downside, because while, the mother might say, oh, girl, go ahead and do that, the pastor would be like, oh, well, God doesn't like that. So it was a little challenging.
Not to get too deep, and I don't want to get too personal, but what faith were you?
Pentecostal.
Same. So my parents, my daddy was a deacon and over the finance committee, and my mother was a Sunday school teacher and on the mother's board and on the clothing drive and all that. So I get it. Even though I said I was not a PK, I consider myself being a PK because the pressures is still just the same. If there's a title involved in that, in your parents in the church, I feel like you're a PK. Period.com. Everybody's watching you,
right?
And your parents, they got you on lockdown. I wanted to be a cheerleader. Yes. My mother told me no. She said because the skirts are too short.
Yes.
I don't want you on the bus. I don't want you on the bus with all them boys like that.
Right.
I couldn't wear pants.
Shaking and gyrating.
Too much. I couldn't wear pants until a teacher told my parents, my mom, your daughter's doing cartwheels in gym, showing all her business. You need to let her wear some pants to school. So that was the only reason why I got to wear some pants. Other than that, it was skirt. Earrings was the size of a dime. It was not a game. It was real.
I know. I've been there. Yeah. Luckily, I did get to wear pants. But when you went to church, it was a skirt, a long skirt at that.
and I have to say, and I don't knock anybody at all what you wear to church, but something in me will not allow me to wear pants to church. I still can't.
I feel the same. When I go to church, I like to dress up. I don't have to be, dressed to kill, but I like to dress up a little bit. I feel like, if I'm going somewhere else, if I were to go to a concert or to a meeting, I would probably put on something a little bit more dressier. So why not for the house of God?
Ain't that it? I don't do the hats. I know a lot of my sisters out there still do the hats. It's the only thing I just like. I mean, I wear a baseball cap, but I don't do the Easter.
When I was really young for Easter, I think my mom probably, pressed my hair out and gave me one of the hats, but
I did too. Yeah.
No.
Had to have with the that little lace thing like right here. I don't know what that was for.
The veil.
Yeah, but you pulled it down just a little bit to cover one eye, made you feel cute. Girl, but I digress.
Yes.
Now, when did you fall in love with writing and public speaking? Do you remember that moment?
So public speaking, it just kind of came upon me within the recent years because it's taken a while to get used, especially with social media, to get used to the fact that people are watching me and how do I sound, am I saying the right things? So that probably has come more recently, but the writing piece officially for me started a couple of years ago when I came out with the ideal for my devotional. Before that, it was just kind of doing some personal writing. Really, no one had ever seen it before. So it was a light bulb moment, but it was a progression for me because I had been doing that devotional writing, but back then it was more so just journaling. And so then I said, this is kind of a devotional. I should really share this with people.
Now, is that when you start blogging too as well?
Yes. So I started the devotional first. And then after that, I started the blogging. And with the blogging, I said, there's a variety of different topics that could be covered, things that we're going through on a day-to-day basis. Why don't I, transform some of that into just some short little words of inspiration and create a series of blogs as opposed to just a devotional or having to wait to create a new book.
Okay. Now, you are a certified confidence and empowerment coach. Explain to someone who never heard of that term before in layman's term what that really
is. So if you've heard of a life coach before, it's essentially a life coach, but my specialization is in confidence and empowerment for women. So my goal is to help women to become unstuck. And so basically to stop putting their dreams on the back burner and to push forward and achieve all of their dreams and just basically become prosperous, to become the bold individuals that they want to be. So that is what I do. A lot of the work that I do in my coaching revolves around mindset, which, if you don't have the right mindset, then of course you're not going to be confident. You're not going to feel empowered. So I really try to do a lot of work around that. But with just being a life coach, that's a general term that can cover a variety of things. Now, that differs from maybe being a therapist is really, a coach is similar to your sports coach. It's someone to keep you accountable for the things that you say you want to do, someone to push you and motivate you, and give you a little bit of a perspective in a different way than opposed to maybe someone that is a little bit more clinical.
Okay. Now, I know you are more or less geared to women, but who would you say qualifies for your program? Is it just women? And if it is women, is there a certain age bracket that you tend to gear more towards?
Well, fortunately, with the business that I'm in, I would say that all women could be a candidate because most times you are going through something or you've struggled with something. Many times women suffer from imposter syndrome or just not believing that they can do certain things. Or you may have even become complacent in life and you're like, you know what? I used to be so motivated to, just get up and take those daily walks. I'm not sure what's happened. So, with my services, I can kind of help you to tap into, what may be missing. Why aren't you motivated to do the things that you want to do? I would say my niche probably is women within like the 30 to 55 age range, because really by that time, you've kind of lived a little bit. You've had some experiences, and you've kind of built up, a little bit of confidence to say, this is what I want and I don't want in my life. And so I'm ready to now make those decisions on how I want to spend the rest of my life. Not to say that, before 30, that you can't be at that point. But, sometimes it just takes a little bit more life's experiences to get to that point.
Right, right. Now, which brings us to the program itself. Can you share with us what it is and how it became the flower that it is?
I like how you tied that in.
My little segue.
So, if I go back to just kind of the beginning, when I mentioned before, how I just kind of started journaling, and my journaling became the She Exudes devotional, which at that point just immediately morphed into the Confident Lily. So it started with me just wanting to do some soul searching for myself and to find my purpose. And I knew that I had a passion for mentoring and helping women. And I had gone through some pretty traumatic experiences. When I started the business earlier that year, I had just finalized a divorce. And so just kind of really like, Lord, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do with my life? COVID was raging, and I was, totally alone in a new state. So I was like, what am I doing? So when I thought about that, I thought about really pouring into other people that may have been walking through some of the similar experiences that I had, and wanting to kind of pull them up as well. The saying, like lifting as you climb. So that's what I wanted to do. And so at that point, it was, okay, develop the devotional, get it out to everyone. And then really was the light bulb moment that said, add in the coaching. And so from there, you spoke about the flower. So if you know anything about the lily flower, the lily represents rebirth. It represents renewal. It represents purity, confidence, courage, all of those things. And so I wanted women to be able to start all over, whatever it may be that they felt like they needed a fresh start in, to know that they could do it, that they innately had something within them to be able to do it. And I wanted to be able to give them not only the spiritual aspect of it and let them know that, the Bible is still relevant in today's times, but also wanted to give them some practical tools and say, this is how you can do it. When somebody starts texting you late at night with the drama, this is how you can respond. Right. As opposed to how you probably would normally respond.
Engaging.
So that really became my mission. Yes. And I will say all the women that I've worked with, that I come in contact with as I'm networking, I think they really enjoy that piece of the realness and being able to, speak life into them and help them to be a greater person. I always say, my job is to help them to live their best lives.
Tell everybody how you even came up with the name Confident Lily.
Yes. Okay. So we talked about, the lily flower and the significance behind that. And I mentioned to you what I was personally seeking and going on a mission to, kind of lift as I was climbing. And confidence was one of those things that I was seeking because I felt like I had lost my confidence and my self-esteem had been rocked from going through the divorce. But also my mother's name is Lily. She spells hers not like the flower. But I wanted to do an ode to her because she's been, one of the strongest women that I know. And, if it had not been for her, Spiritually, I would probably not be where I am today. And then, she showed me really the power of being a strong woman. Even though she was married, most of my life, she did show me what it meant to be, independent and have your own things and to overcome, because she had so many struggles that she had to overcome when she was younger. So it really was an ode to her, but it just really kind of all tied in with my personal mission.
And I love on your website how you broke down like the different colors of a lily. And I was like, I'm all in. I mean, I could be a little biased. Just a hair dad.
Just a little biased. Just a little.
But nevertheless.
Right. It fits.
I still love it. I still absolutely love it. Now, you also written a book, and your book is beautiful. So
thank you.
Here's everyone. Here is the book, and I want you to share everybody about your book, about your journal.
Yes. So as you can see, it is titled She Exudes, a Confidence Awakening Devotional and Journal. And it's got 25 different scriptures in it that focus on a variety of topics, but the main theme is confidence. So you may see one of the devotionals talking about hope for those who have not been loved the right way. Another one is hope for widows and those that have lost, significant others. Another one talks about living life without arrogance and being boastful, and just being able to be equipped. So of course we talk about the scripture that talks about putting on the full armor of God. So being able to be equipped when those troubles come. So a variety of scriptures, and there is an affirmation on each page. And then, as I mentioned before, the practicality behind it, giving you some practical word. And there's also some prayer, journal, and reflection prompts as well. So I just want to show you guys the inside. And so this is one of the pages. Thank you. One of the pages that has the affirmation on it. And of course, again, going back to the confidence, there is a confidence building at the back of the book, because in the end, you want to exude confidence.
That's right. Absolutely. Now, where can people find that book at?
And you can find it at my website, and it is www.confidentlily.com, as shown there. You can also buy it on Amazon as well. So just type in She Exudes, or even my name, Alicia Renee, and you'll find it on Amazon.
Okay. What advice would you give someone who's listening right now who just feels hopeless and they just don't feel like they're good enough?
So I've been there before. And, just a little caveat, we can have those different cycles in our life, so we may have grown up being strong individuals, strong-willed, but then we go through something, and it might be something traumatic or something where we question our worth, and now we don't feel worthy. We don't feel strong anymore. So what I would say is to take a deep, self-reflection, a moment of self-reflection, and think about all the things that you've done throughout your life, all the blessings that you've had, because a lot of times we tend to forget some of the good things that have happened to us. And it could just be as simple as you woke up today, you survived COVID, you have friends and family that love you. So sometimes we really have to stop looking for things that are just so huge and really just start to kind of show gratitude for even the small things. And once you do that, you start to feel like, okay, well, maybe things aren't as bad as I thought that they were. And from there, what I would do is, if you have a personal relationship with Christ, I would say really pray about it, and ask that, he refill you with all the strength, all the worth that you need. Really dive into, the Bible or even a devotional. Get a good devotional that has got some inspiration in it. If it's got some scripture in it, like she exudes, that's a bonus, because it'll give you that core foundation so that you know your worth. You know that you were not created to live in fear. You know that you were created to be a queen or even a king, and that you're worthy of achieving all great things. So it's about discovering who you are, even when you don't, but when you don't feel. And then surround yourself with other people that love you and want the best for you, because those are going to be the individuals that when you're having a bad day and you're like, you know what, I didn't do this right, I didn't do that right, they're going to look at you and say, Lillian, but you got a whole podcast going on. And so, why are you doubting yourself? You've done all these things. So they're going to be that sounding board for you when you don't think that you're doing a good enough job. Lastly, if you really still need assistance, which we do from time to time, that's where someone like myself would come into play and help kind of coach you into finding yourself again, seeking out a therapist or even a pastor that can help you to just kind of rediscover yourself.
Now, it just made me think about something you were talking. I know a lot of church people have issues. Not all have issues with someone going to get therapy or get counseling or just get help outside of the church. What are your thoughts on that?
I definitely believe in therapy. I have done it. I love being able to talk to people that can give me sound advice. It's just something in that sense of community and being able to talk to someone that you feel like gets it and can see something in you that maybe you didn't see in yourself, or that can just give you that advice that you need. Because believe it or not, we are still human, even though, we work to do, spiritual things. But I feel like that's why God has given us doctors and he's given us therapists, because he knew that we needed people on this earth to be able to help us to get through certain types of situations. And with mental health, it's a lot to unpack there. I am a huge advocate for prayer and believing, keeping the faith. But sometimes if you don't have the tools and the skills that you need, or you don't know how to calm yourself down when you need to, you're still going to be a wreck. So it's just very much needed.
Yeah, because I feel like this, if you are saved enough to go to the doctor when your side is hurting, then you're saved enough to go to a therapist when your brain is hurting.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Yes.
And I was just saying. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's just like taking Tylenol. You got an ache and a pain. And so, to go and get that Tylenol, or like you said, go to the doctor, go to the hospital to get what you need. Then why not try therapy as well? There are a lot of people in the church that are suffering and are kind of just shoving it up under the rug. And I won't even just say church. I would say, on our communities as a whole, there's still a taboo about mental health, and even a taboo of just wanting to better, wanting to empower yourself and live a different life. And it's like, well, just because Aunt Susie and Cousin Joe, stayed in this same bubble their whole life, that doesn't mean that I have to.
Exactly. We're trying to break the cycle. We ain't trying to continue.
Break the cycle.
And you're right. Within our community, I ain't gonna need to say for whatever reason. It's for when we was growing up. Because if somebody said they was going to get some mental health, they said, "Oh, they crazy."
No, you're right.
They're not crazy. They're actually sane because they went to go get some help. They're trying not to go crazy.
Yes. Yeah.
But growing up, that was the thing. Oh, the girls, they crazy. They send a therapist and talking, and they on meds and listen.
Well, it was the thing. It's kind of the false narrative and what we had seen like on TV or heard the stories of someone that, went and sat on somebody's couch and was hypnotized or something. And so now ever since that person is labeled crazy. Well, okay, that is not how it works generally.
Right, that's witchcraft. That's voodoo.
Exactly. Yes.
That's the devil's work. No, it's not. It's not. And look, and I will be the first to say, if anybody's out there, I've been through therapy, and I'm currently taking antidepressants. Yes, I am. So I will put my business out there. It is what it is. It takes the edge off. Do I want to stay on it? No. But for now, it's what I need to slow my mind down, because I'm forever thinking. I don't know how to shut it off. I go to bed and I'm still thinking. I wake up, I'm thinking some more. It's like, just be quiet. Literally, as soon as my eyes open up, I got to do this, got to do that, I got to do this, got to do that, I need to do this. I forgot to do that yesterday, so I need to do it today. It's just a never-ending cycle. So,
and you're like, I just want to rest. I want to go to sleep.
Jesus.
Yes.
That's all. And what makes me so bad, I have to have, and this probably drives my husband crazy, I have to have a movie playing in the background to try to drain out what's going on in here, and then go sleep to that. And what's funny, whatever is in me, as soon as the movie goes off, I'll wake up.
Oh.
Like, oh, the movie's off. What? Be quiet. Go sleep.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's just, it's there's nothing wrong.
You should try some of those. You should try those, like the sleeping. I'm trying to think of some of the names of them, but I know like Spotify has it, where they've got different sleep sounds and all of that kind of stuff.
You got it. On my phone. Girls, all on my phone. Good old. But again, I don't want to disturb his sleep because he's sleeping good. Look, it's brown noise. It's
true.
And so I'm like,
I love
trying
those
to think of yes. So, and I hate to say it, and I know he's watching, but as soon as he go to work, because he goes to work a lot earlier than me, girl, sometimes I can't wait to cut that stuff on. I'll be like, whoo, thank you, Lord. Cut this on, and I'm going to sleep real good for the next 3 hours.
Yes,
I'll be
that's
knocked out. I love you. But I'm being considerate.
Yeah.
Now watch him tell him, she'll be like later, you can turn that on. No, I'm not going to do that to you. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting some professional help, church folks. It's okay. It is okay. It is. Like I said, if you go to the doctor, you can go to a therapist. It take care of your mind, your body, and your soul.
Right.
Because you can't, if your mental state is not right, how you expect to help anybody or to be a witness?
Right.
How you just gonna be running around just anxious and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, excuse the expression, and you can't be just a light to somebody. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to preach to somebody. You can just be a walking light, and that's the best light to me. I mean, when someone just come up to you and just start sharing their life to you, which happens to me so much, Jesus, at the grocery store. I just sit there and just smiling.
Just smile and nod.
It's gonna be all right.
Yes. And it's something about it you have to really start to dissect. Like, why do these people keep coming to me for this? They see something in you. It makes them feel comfortable.
And I don't even lie. I'm gonna tell my husband today in Myers in the checkout line, sweetest little lady. Her name was Maria. And she got to testify about her whole life, her and her husband's life, because the machines was acting up. And then she said, "What is your name?" And I told her, she said, "Lillian, you have such a sweet spirit." I said, "You too, Maria." And she's been married for 66 years.
Oh, wow.
And she said she was 87.
Oh, wow.
And her husband was 88. Girl, when I tell you, she told me everything. I knew her whole life. She got 3 sons, 63, 62,
She
and
almost
60.
told you too much. Yes.
And I was like, give me a hug. And I know COVID's out there, but I was like, yeah, give me a hug. I got some alcohol in the car. I'll sprinkle some of it. Give me a
But yeah, people they feel comfortable coming to you.
So and they, like I could tell it probably happened to you more than not. Yeah. It's something.
It happens. I mean, and it's a blessing. Like even when I'm in my coaching, when I hear people kind of have that aha moment, or I can kind of see the light bulb going off, in their eyes, it's like, okay, I feel really good about what I'm doing. Like, okay, God, thank you. I appreciate you entrusting these people with me. So even, just meeting them.
Now, do you find out that I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say something that you may say will spark something.
Now, have you noticed that? See, I just had a brain fart. That's the devil. When someone is talking to you, they more or less end up diagnosing themselves, and you really don't have to.
That has happened before. One of the more interesting situations was just during a discovery call, because I offer a free discovery call. We were just chatting, and we basically found out what the problem was just in that first 30 minutes. And she was like,
wow,
oh my gosh, I had been really trying to figure out what was going on with me for all this time. And we just came up with it in 30 minutes. So now I didn't tell her the tools on how to do that, but
yeah,
at least we
can I get a love token off
the issue, and just a blessing to be able to be in that position.
Yeah, amen. Now, what is next for you? What's your next big thing going on in your life?
Well, so I want to continue to have some online trainings, and wanted to do some in-person things as well, celebrating a year of the shoot in August. So I'm going to have like a women's empowerment event to celebrate that. But I feel like having that community of people that you can talk to, you can trust, that's important. And you learn something new when you get together with like-minded people. So that's something that I'm going to be working on this summer, so that I can roll out with that in the fall.
Okay. And how can people find you?
Well, I'm also on Instagram and Facebook under The Confident Lily, and Lily spelled Lily, like the flower. So you can find me on there. I try to have just inspirational tips and videos out there. You get to see, different sides of me. Sometimes it's more serious. Sometimes I'm kind of goofing around. Because I do like to have fun. So yeah, catch me on Instagram or Facebook.
Okay. And you have a free gift for the people out there.
I do. Yeah, we've been talking about just how to renew your confidence, find your confidence, or build up that self-esteem or worth, if that's something that you achieve to do or that you struggle with. So I have a free ebook on my website. It's called Be Your Best Self, 5 Steps to Claim Your Personal Power. And so what I've done is you can walk through the ebook. It comes in a PDF directly to your inbox once you enter your email address. And then you get me for 5 days in your inbox, because there's a challenge associated with it as well. And it's completely free. Okay. You just go to my website and download it.
Okay. I know about the challenge. I'm going to accept your challenge.
Yes. And it's not too hard. It's not too difficult.
All right. Here is your last question. Here we go. if you could have any song be your theme song when you walked into a room, what would it be and why?
Okay. So recently, and because this is a new song, Pastor Mike Jones, I think that's, yeah, he has a song called Amazing. Have you
Oh
ever heard that
yeah.
song? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
And he, in one of the verses, he says, I remember when you changed my name. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then he said, I remember when I went from sick to healed, broke to prosperous. I'm like, okay, so I have that one on repeat right now. Like if I
So
could
you
walk
was
into a
just on the
room on
corner,
that.
just snotting and running back
Yes,
and forth.
yes. I love that.
Okay,
It's going to be on
that's a
repeat
good
for a
song.
while. Then I'll have to find another one.
But usually when songs like that happen to you, it's usually random when that next song takes over the song that you got on repeat. It'd be like, oh, okay. And then that song becomes your new random everyday,
Yes.
all day
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You have such a delight. I absolutely enjoyed
Thank you
so much. And
Thank
everybody, please go and show some love and some support. Go to her website. Make sure you get her books because she actually has a coloring book as well. So you know I knew that.
do.
She also has a coloring book on there as well. And then make sure you get this the 5-day be your best self challenge. Take the challenge. Find out how you can be your best self. And she will stalk you in your inbox and
I try not to stop because that's my pet peeve.
Okay. She will make sure you are doing what you need to do to be the best you can be. And please, if you need to talk, if you need some extra help, again, go to her website, go to her contact information, reach out to her. She has a free insight to see where you are and what you need from her. Take advantage of that. As you heard, there was a woman who took advantage of that and figured things out in the 30 minutes. And I might say that might happen for you, but you never know.
Never know.
Never know. But even if you don't find out in 30 minutes, maybe you'll find out that you need a little extra more time.
Yes.
But you'll be on your road to a better you. And again, what you're doing is a mighty work. It takes a big heart because that's a lot of spirits to take on. Let's just call it what it is.
It is. It is.
And so you got to have a praying heart and a consecrated mind to do what you do. So when people talk about, I want to go to therapy, look, these therapists, especially God-filled ones, they're taking on a lot.
Yeah.
They're taking on a lot because y'all give out a lot. Well, I ain't gonna say y'all because I'm in one of them. We give out a lot.
I've been there too.
I know, listen, and I know sometimes you got therapists be like, Jesus, I just need to pray for her as soon as I hang up because she's a mess.
Yeah, just to refill. Yeah, I need a refill. Refill my spirit.
Ain't that it? I need to go talk to my therapist just to get this out of my system. But
therapists and coaches need coaches as well.
Ain't that it? But thank you so much, and we will definitely keep in touch. And if you ever have any new projects or anything, please reach out to me. Let me know. I would love to have you back.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Worldly Church Girl. And if you haven't already, hit that subscription button. You don't want to miss another episode. And did you know Worldly Church Girl has gone live? That's right, Worldly Church Girl has gone live. You can catch episodes just like this on YouTube, Facebook, even LinkedIn. For more information, go to www.worldlychurchgirl.com to find out more. And as always, thanks for joining your one and only Worldly Church Girl.